Welcome to Speak On It with Who You Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with Kirk? I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You with Kirk. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You with, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kirk, dog. Happy Sunday to everyone. Hopefully you had a great weekend. I know I did. Enjoyed myself doing nothing. But welcome to the show tonight. Tonight we're making some changes. I've been talking about it for a while. We're going to be making some changes. So for our latecomers, you have to get in early. Because we're going to start trying to stick to a certain time. And with that being said, you can live chat with us in the chat room. So we are making some changes for the show for the best of it. Welcome to the show, T-Cal. Happy Sunday to you. On tonight's show, I forgot to change the social media. But if you've seen the alert earlier that I put up, we're going to talk about NYPD, COVID-19 update, and Mark Meadows, the White House chief of staff, Mike Pence, and also the Trump rallies. It's all going to go together. So let's get this party started on a Sunday night. So NYPD, which is not surprised at all. They've been one of the biggest gang for a long time besides LA County Sheriff Department. But so apparently yesterday, a couple of cops was parked over in Brooklyn. They decided to take it up on themselves to get on a loudspeaker and say Trump 2020. Just kept saying it, but then when someone came out and seen what they was doing and videotaping them, one cop decided, the guy asked him, say, hey, say it again. You saying it, say it again. So the cop decided to say it. And so NYPD did step up and suspended the guy without pay after he used the loudspeaker on the car for his own personal use. Basically, because being a police officer, you're supposed to be neutral on political views. And this is part of the problem that we say all the time when a lot of people that it's in certain circles, they put down these sheets and put on uniforms or robes or a good three-piece suit, and they hold elected officials positions. That's why it's important that we do vote and let our voice be heard, because this guy should not be a police officer. Because if he's one of those Pride Boys and he's a policeman, this won't be the last time we hear about an incident with him, for the simple fact, eventually what's going to happen, it may not be today, may not be tomorrow, may not be next week, but eventually he's gonna end up saying some things or doing something to someone just because they have a different political view for them. And those are the type of officers that we talk about we don't need on the force. Welcome to the show, radio. Hopefully your weekend was good. Um yeah, they have lost their mind. Yes, they have. It's really crazy. Um and I have a question for today also, because I know in Texas, man, had to cut my heat on today. Um, crazy weather. So, think it got up to like 70 something now. It's supposed to get down like 40s tonight. So, as the weather change, um, what is your go-to meal that you will cook every season for when it get cold? I know for myself, I do homemade chili. Just depends on what I have taste for, either homemade chili or some soup, um, or even some stew. So let me know what you would normally do um, for your go-to meal. But to be honest with you, radio, yes, it people have lost their mind, and that's the scary part about it. For the simple fact, this election is gonna happen regardless. Somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose. Now the thing is, if your person don't win, are you gonna lose your life over them? I wouldn't. If your person win, will I lose my life over the person I support? I wouldn't. Life goes on. Just because an election, that don't mean that's the end of the world. Um, so that's the way I see it. It's not the end of the world. Somebody gonna win, someone gonna lose, somebody gonna cry, which we seen tonight. And I get to that a little bit later. Radio said he loved chili dogs. I love chili dogs. Cause I do mine a special type of way. Um I know for myself what I do with chili dogs. Um, I like to grill them on the George Foreman grill or on the griller I have, and make them look like they was on the grill. And then you take that chili after you warmed it up and put some cheese and onions on there. Sometime I will grill my onions. Um, then turn around and I'll put them on in the oven on broil. Put them on broil just for you got to watch them because they will and they'll get dark on you real quick. So, but get them a little crunchy. The bread a little crunchy like a toast, and it's wonderful. Don't knock it till you try it. And also, occasionally, depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing bratwurst, I would add cream cheese inside the bun instead of cheese. So, um, it's definitely good. Oh, TCal talking about that sound great. Yeah, made me hungry a little bit because I haven't eaten dinner yet. But so that's what's going on up in New York. But as for COVID, COVID is our numbers continue to go up. Texas have the last 2 days have broke the daily record. I don't know if it broke it, but it gave us high numbers than what we had in several months. So the numbers are still to climb. It's even to the point where uh, Greg Abbott is trying to use I think it's Beaumont Military Facility for non-COVID patients because it's so bad out in El Paso. But once again, he's still trying to force bars to open up and get the economy running. And the thing is, he's following everything Trump say. So the numbers are still
going up. I haven't seen what Dallas County is today, but I could tell you yesterday between Dallas and Tarrant County, which are the two biggest county in North Texas, it was I want to say about 1700 cases between Dallas and Tarrant County, which is a lot. And they're next door to each other. So Tarrant County is Arlington, Fort Worth. Dallas is um, the city of Dallas and surrounding city all the way up until you get to um, the west side of Grand Prairie. So it's a pretty small. It's a large county. They aren't large counties, but the closeness is fairly close, right next to each other. So reason why I'm bringing this up about COVID because I seen a interview earlier with um the chief staff with the White House, um, Mark Meadows, White House chief of staff, and he basically said in this interview, the U.S. would not be able to contain the coronavirus because it's a contagious virus. Yes, it is very contagious. They've been saying that since the beginning of the year. Is well, since March. They've been saying it's very contagious, but now he just not realizing that. And the reporter, he was like, "Yeah, it's contagious, but here it is. You have and all three of these gonna run together with Mike Pence and Trump." Um, so the reporter brought up the fact that uh, Mike Pence still having some of his members that are um, real close to him, that was saying that they're coming up getting affected. They still catching it, and he said, according to CDC, Mike Pence should be in quarantine. He shouldn't be out holding rallies. And he said that was an insensitive worker where it's okay for him to go out and have rallies and all of this. And I'm like, what the hell? How is that important for him to do that? Because it's not. You're becoming a super spreader. Because what's happening, you go into the rallies and y'all are not wearing masks. What's gonna happen? You're gonna, if you have it again, well, allegedly have it with Mike Pence because he never came out and said he had it or not. But according to that fly in the eyes, I don't know. Um, but you going out having the rallies and people around close to you are getting it, and you're overlooking what the doctor is saying, and you going out here to the rallies as if it's nothing, as if this is a game, and you don't care. You don't care about the people that you're going to be close to and why you weren't not wearing these masks. um it don't make sense. Just like I'm sorry, radio, I went off. Radio said I saw that interview. Meadows made a fool of himself. Yes, he did. He really did. um T Cal said the fly did verify that he had COVID. They say, I don't know. I've heard some people say that actually had COVID. They say your breath stink real bad, and it can attract flies if your breath smelling like some mess. So basically, um, Meadows, he really need a that whole everybody who's working with Trump. they all need to be investigated because they putting us all at risk. As long as they keep doing senseless, stupid stuff like this, it's gonna continue to happen. uh, Radio said the fly has more self-awareness than Pence. I believe you. Yeah, he's like, hey, that's a good breeding spot. Um, so so that's just kind of crazy. And then after I watched that video, I seen one of Trump. Like I said, I follow him on Twitter, and he was in a rally up in Maine, I believe, and they talking about Joe doing drive-by rallies. That's safer than what you're doing, because here it is. I actually seen him doing a um um a rally, like he was on a at a restaurant, at a on a patio of a restaurant with a bullhorn. And here it is, all these people surrounding around him. Now, I could not tell how many had on masks, but I did see some that didn't. And he was looking pretty red in the face, talking about Trump. So here it is once again. You keep holding these rallies, you're going out, you're not wearing a mask. And no, Trump did not have a mask on when he had the bullhorn. He didn't have a mask on. So, and it was people that was literally right in front of him, a crowd of people, where it was everybody touching everybody. That's how crowded it was. So, with that being said, um, as long as um, they continue to do stuff like this, our numbers are going to continue to go up. Lives are going to continue to be lost, because it's no way, as a leader, you're doing crazy stuff like this, some childish stuff, playing with people's lives like this, and you don't care. You just don't care. Um, so hopefully November the 3rd, he will be out of there. He will be out of there. Now, I haven't seen the 60-minute interview yet, but I've seen clips of it. And if that's not a big child, just I he get upset because of the questions she's asking him, then decide to leave the interview, and then sent the White House press secretary in with a huge book, said that was the health care plan. And the reporter, she said, well, he did give me the book, but it's really no health care plan in it. So once again, he keeps saying they have a better health plan than President Obama, but he haven't came out with anything. He haven't came up with a uh he haven't came up with an accurate healthcare plan, because he don't have one. They finally just not saying that the US cannot control, would not be able to contain this virus. And he's still going around saying that it's gonna be over soon. Now you have the White House chief of staff saying the US cannot contain it. But then you have Trump at the rally saying it's gonna be over soon. Somebody lying. Somebody lying somewhere. So um oh yeah, they will. They will. And I'll tell you how they doing it. And please, if you haven't voted yet, pay attention. Do your research on these people, because this is a guy here in Texas, in the Dallas area, that is running, and what he's doing, he's a Republican, but he's not saying he's Republican. Matter of fact, one morning I woke up and just so happened cut the TV on, his commercial on, and I don't know what it was, but I noticed something about his ad. I didn't have my glasses on. I looked up, and on his ad, he walking down the sidewalk, and it had his sign in the yard, but where it said re-elect him, because he's already in that position. They had it blurred out where you could barely read where it said re-elect him, and at the end of it, it didn't say he was part of the Republican Party. So, and I asked my wife, I said, baby, uh, look at this, tell me what you see. So she did, and when I pointed out, I said, I never paid attention to it. I didn't either. So basically, that's how they're doing. They are separating themselves from the Republican Party for the simple fact they know it's full of mess. Um, Trump have destroyed this whole entire party. And I I told my wife last week, I said, you know what? In 4 years, you're gonna see so many ex-Republican running Democrat. It's gonna be crazy because nobody is gonna vote for them. Look how they done it. Well, I won't say nobody. Some people will, because some people is okay with it. But at the same time, um you have certain people, they would sell a soul for a nickel. So um so they gonna vote just to say, oh, I voted for them, just to get a conversation started. But the reality of it, you can vote for whoever you want to. At the end of the day, we know somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose. It's not a tie. If it's close to a tie, they're gonna have another election. And eventually somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose. But you up here destroying these relationship with longtime friends, family members, um, and also um, making threats, talking about going to civil war. For what? Why? It don't make sense. Because at the end of the day, if you here or the other person here, somebody's still gonna win, somebody gonna lose. Um, So that's all to it. It's just one of those situations where that's where we need to agree and disagree, because making those threats is it's not good. And following somebody who you know that is leading you the wrong way, that's not good either. So eventually he's gonna be held accountable for it. And that's all to it. That's why I feel like it could be. That's why we need to win by a mudslide. It need to be without a doubt. He did not win. We need to make sure there's no chance of him winning, and that's all to it. Um, that's kind of like I tell people talk about, oh, Biden is leading in the poll. That don't mean nothing. We still need to get out and vote. Just because it's saying Biden leading in the poll, we still need to go out and vote. And then make sure you vote smart. Um, I was looking at 2016 election, and there was I think it was like 8,000 people that voted for not 8,000, 8 million people that voted for the Green Party and Independent. Um, And that's what we don't need. We don't need to take votes from the ones that could beat Trump. Because if it come up, it's a possible chance he will win. And at the end of the day, that'll be another long 4 years we have to deal with this mess. And he's talking about, I wish people would just think about this. This man lied to us about this virus, telling someone else something completely different, and then he turned around, and now the chief of staff is saying the US cannot contain this virus. And they don't have a team in place to replace the one that he removed from the beginning. If you want to make people to understand what you're going through, why don't you talk about the fact he made a mistake by firing that team? That's what he should come out and say. But instead, he don't care. He's going to continue to push hate. He's going to continue to say what he want to say and get people all hype and wanting them to respond the way he want them to respond. And that's a problem. And so, welcome to the show, Marcella Smith. Um, if you came on the show and I haven't spoke to you, um, welcome to the show. Um, okay, what's going on, Sig? Long time no see. Um, yeah, he wrote a long one. He said, "I'm in Italy. Situation is so sad. How's in American today? The government have closed restaurant, bar, pools, gym. People are desperate." Now that's in Italy, and from what he's saying, they shut it down today. Um, he said they closed restaurant, bars, pools, gyms, and people are desperate. Um, in America, our numbers are still going up. They are going up. So it's getting bad here, but then we have a fool as a leader that is still holding rallies and not wearing a mask, uh, being a super spreader, basically. So that's why it's very important to vote. Right now, um, I had it pulled up. I think I took it off. As for the COVID here, our numbers continue to go up. Like I said yesterday, in Dallas County and Tarrant County, we had over 1,600 new cases just between two counties here in Texas. Um, and look like Washington State had over 900 new cases yesterday, also. And so the numbers continue to go up. Um, Marcella Smith said this virus is simple. If we're playing against each other in a game of football and I give you my playbook, and if you lose the game, the question I would ask is that you look at the playbook. Exactly. Exactly. Um, said, let me guess, you are talking about Mr. Trump, such a smart man. No, let me start. I, I feel you. I feel you. What we talked about tonight, the crazy NYPD officers supporting Trump on his loudspeaker in Brooklyn, saying Trump 2020, and at least two videos came out with that happening. Then we also talked about um, Mark Meadows of the White House chief of staff saying that the U.S. would not be able to contain this virus. Um, and the main reason, there's another thing you have to look at. They keep saying how at first they said, oh, it only stay on the surface for X amount of time. I think last month or something it came out. They don't know exactly how long it stay on surface. They don't know how long it stay on in the air. So um so that's kind of crazy, and that's the reason why they don't know. Feel like they can't contain it. And I was getting back to that point again. Marcella Smith said Obama left a playbook on pandemic. and we're losing the game. And all we got to do is use the playbook. That's well, he didn't only not look at the playbook, he fired the team, the coaching staff that was there for the playbook. That's the problem. He fired the coaching staff, the players. He fired the players to make sure that the pandemic didn't uh, where we can have control of a pandemic, and that's just crazy. Marcellus and Sig, I know y'all just came in, but I've been saying for about a month now, we're making changes with the show. So you definitely want to get in early. We're going to stick to a strict timeline because we are trying to make the show better and do more things with the show. And maybe adding more days to the show also. Haven't decided about that yet, um, but we're definitely making changes on the show, and we're gonna try to do our best to stick to those. Um, Marcelo said, "Inside joke. It looked like the Dallas Cowboy defense today. Fly, eagle, fly." Hey, I was I was raised as a Cowboy fan. Always been one, but unfortunately, when Jerry talked about Kaepernick, I just cannot support him. I'm like, oh well. So I'm happy they. I think Carter High School or somebody could have beat them, or one of the Pop Warner teams could have beat them today. Um, um, see, guys, my question is why he act like this? Why? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna break it down. Um, um, Trump act this way because Trump is a reality TV star. Reality TV star does stuff, make drama to get ratings. So when you put somebody that came from that platform of saying you're fired as a to get ratings for a show, now he's coming in as a president and had that same mindset as he had on a reality TV show. So that's the reason why Trump is doing this. I feel like he should have been disqualified as um as a candidate for the presidential race when he came in, when the video came out saying that just grab a woman by the cuckoo. Um, so that's that's the reason why we have these type of actions because um with the things that Trump trying to do, it's just not good. It's not good at all. Um, and unfortunately, they gave him this position. Um, they gave him this position, and now they have opened a Pandora box. For the simple fact, now you have racist people that is just blunt with it, that is just open with it. Um, you have people doing things that they normally would not do. That's because Trump is treating everything like a reality show, and that's a problem. That's a problem. I pray and hope that they change the way they allow people to run in the future. Just anybody cannot get in there. Um, Lola J, I don't know who in the hell you are, but you can log off. So, um, but at the same time, you just have to. We have to be smarter. have to be smarter on how we um, select people to run America, because Trump, it may be decades before we get over this. For the simple fact, Trump had messed everything up. He would say the economy is better. No, that's just like um, I seen one video he did. I think it was in New Hampshire, somewhere on the East Coast, but he was talking about how he cleaned up 5,000 square miles of waste up in the water up there. Um, um, and they actually talked about um, he cleaned that 5,000 miles, but at the same time, he ended up saying, bringing up President Obama. Why are you bringing up President Obama? That's kind of like uh, I have no idea who this is on here, but I'm about to solve this real quick. Hold on, let me do some house cleaning real quick, because somebody is really tripping on YouTube, and I don't know who you are, but we, because I don't do those type of things. Uh, uh, Trying to see how in the hell can I block them. I get them squared away later on. I don't know who they are, but I'll make sure. Uh, yeah, we got one of those trolls on YouTube tonight, so we're gonna see if we could just stop all that real quick. I think that'll solve it. So that's cool. But hey, um, that's what that's what they do. Don't know who in the hell you are. Uh, so anyway, but that's what we're talking about tonight. It's a mess that we have these type of people. Um, yeah, I don't know how the hell they continue to get back on there. Um, but we'll see in a minute. Yeah, that's why I said here we go again. But anyway, that's that's what we have to do is get to the point where we just say, you know what, we need to make sure whoever come in behind this next election need to make sure um, they are not one of those type of people that actually had the mindset like Trump. So, um, but like I said, we are making changes to the show. Um, we are making a lot of changes. So I have no idea, radio. I I don't know if it's a man, woman, or what. I have no idea, and I've tried to block them, and shit, I can't. Uh, so whoever it is, I'll figure it out when uh well, one thing about it, you cannot come on here and be disrespectful. So coming on here being disrespectful, saying some BS, because that ain't nothing I'm with. Um so I don't know who that is. So You better be cool for my wife chime in. That's all I can tell you. So that ain't the smoke you want. But like I said, we're gonna keep moving on. Just pretend like we don't see them. Let them um, say or do whatever they're gonna say or do, and I'll take care of it later. So um, exactly, they have to give respect, and that's not what they're trying to do. It's probably one of Trump trolls, or probably somebody off of one of the platforms that I'm on, and they decide to come on and just say or do whatever. But also, Marcella, I know you wasn't on at the beginning, but I also asked the question of the day. Since it's getting cold now, guess it's going to be kind of cold all week. Um, what is your go-to meal this time of the season? Um, that's all he or she is, a keyboard warrior, which is fine. I'm like this, if you want to come in and chime in and have a open discussion, we could do that. But that foolishness you talking about, um, you could do whatever. Gumbo. I haven't done gumbo in years. I used to make gumbo every year for Thanksgiving, and I haven't did it in years. Um, Probably because I make a huge pot of it. So um, back in the days when all our family used to get together, I'll make a huge pot of gumbo, and they um, be tipping that pot over trying to get to the bottom of it. So it's definitely um, the gumbo is good. I love some gumbo, some good gumbo. So now everybody gumbo you can't call good because it might be good going down, but you'll pay for it about 2:13 in the morning. So so that's gumbo is always good. Um I said for myself some chili, homemade chili, some fresh homemade soup, uh um some homemade soup, and also some stew, some stew. So either one of those are good, and that's the way. That's what I like. Matter of fact, I think might do some. I have some soup I had left over last time. Um, which one? The chili or the soup? Which one? Yeah. Marcella said, "Oh no, we call that here the devil gumbo. We don't like that. Which one is it that you don't like? The chili or the soup?" Say that's bad gumbo. Well, hey, um, I, I'm from Texas, born and raised, so I love me some good homemade chili. Um, I'm not talking about that canned stuff. I'm talking about going to get that chili meat, making it from scratch, and um, then get you some cheese and onion to put on top with some crackers, some of that good, thick, hefty meat, something that's gonna stay on you for the whole day. So yeah, I love it with plenty of meat. Now I know a lot of people don't like and um I don't know who that is. Um I don't know um I know a lot of people in Texas don't like beans in their chili. Well, I do. I love putting some beans in my chili, and it's just something about it. Seems like it's more fulfilling when you have beans in it. Um, You said, "Oh yeah, I love Chile." You know, I stayed there for 2 years. You know, your family do it. You got a family full of cooks. Yes, we do. And I can't wait um until we get this pandemic over with. Um, and then from there, it's probably gonna have a cookout then. A couple of months after it's safe for us to go back out, and yeah, and you know how we do, especially when we come down to Thailand. Bring Bit Daddy down there, and it's on and smoking. How we do it down there and up here too. So it's definitely a good thing. Come from a family of cooks, a lot of us. Um, yeah, yeah, because we couldn't do it this year. Couldn't do it this year, and I was looking forward to it. And matter of fact, I haven't fired it up since last year. So, um, but I don't know, I may do something here pretty soon. Um, that was some good times. Go down there and hang out. Um, and the laughter that we have while we're there. Not only the good food, but just sitting back and just enjoying, seeing everybody enjoying the food. Um, so I always miss that hanging out with family. But we definitely are making changes on the show. Um, I know. I guess it was a couple of weeks ago. Radio asked me about truck driving. Um, which we're gonna come up with a show with that. I'm gonna have some truckers on the show, and I'm also no, we ain't nobody doing nothing right now. That's not even an option right now. So, because at this point we don't. Matter of fact, I think we're gonna be on lockdown pretty soon. Um, Lola be clapping them cheeks. Okay. I guess. Yeah, but as soon as I get off here, we're gonna see if we can put a stop to Lola, whoever you are. Um, but we'll take care of it. But hey, continue to listen to the show. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll learn something. Where are you from, Lola? Since you want to keep chatting in the room, let's find out about you. I'm right here on camera. So where are you located? Yeah, come on, Lola. This is your time to shine. Where are you located? Um, uh, Now the numbers here in Texas are going up. So they are going up. Unfortunately, Lola, I don't do nothing about with that platform, so I don't know. Um, have no idea who you are. Welcome to the show, Robin. Yeah, welcome. So much going on right now. Nice to have you on. Yes, Robin. I'm glad to see you again. I love seeing those videos of your kids and the one that was counting um earlier to 11. Love that. Then also we are making changes on the show, so you may want to try to get in early. We're gonna go to a strict time. If we don't get finished talking about our subjects, we're gonna roll it over to the next day and start the show to finish it up. So we are making a lot of changes with the show. Um, Six said, "Who you with, Kurt Dog? If you will ever organize a live podcast in America, I want to make a promise." Okay. Send me an email. Um, Send me an email and we can connect. It's I'll put the email up in the chat, and Better yet, I'll send you a message. I'll send you a message soon as I get off the air. Send you a message and we can connect. And I can actually invite you on the show, um, and you can talk with us about what's going on in Italy. Because if you came on late, Italy is back on lockdown today. They actually shut the restaurant, bars, the pools and gyms down, everything down again today. That came from Sig out of Italy. So that's what the show is built for, to be able to talk about what's going on in the world. Um, and it's our time's still going to be 8 o'clock. We're trying to stick to an hour for right now, um, because we working on some more things, and what I'm thinking about doing is uh, what I'm thinking about doing is adding more days to the show, and for we could come on, and instead of trying to do a lot of things on one day, on the 4 days we have, we may add another day or two to come on. um and but we're still gonna have the same conversation we've been having. If we go over an hour by a little bit, that's cool. We can still work with it. um and it's it's gonna we working on a lot of stuff behind the scene, and that's all I can tell you. It's just continue to tune in. It's gonna be some great stuff come out. It's really gonna be good. So definitely keep it in. I think tonight we'll do a hour and 15 minutes tonight, just for the simple fact I know it's my first time announcing it, so we'll give a little bit extra time. But after tonight, we will be strictly going 1 hour. Um, all the days 1 hour, and we're gonna stick it like that. So, um, yeah, they are. They are. Matter of fact, I mentioned that y'all had 900 new cases yesterday up in Washington State. Um, What's going on, Eva Donkey? How you doing tonight? Welcome to the show. Um, so yeah, the numbers are spiking. We talked about um we talked about Trump and talked about Mark Meadows, the White House chief of staff, saying that the US would not be able to contain the coronavirus, and said because it's very contagious. And then you still have Pence holding rallies. You still have Trump holding rallies, and then Trump stormed out of 60 Minutes. I don't know if you've seen it up there, but it came on tonight. I haven't seen the full show, but the videos I have seen, he stormed out because she was asking him questions. And because she was asking him questions, he didn't like the questions, saying, well, if I was Biden, would you ask that? I'm asking you the same question I would ask any president, would have been my response. So, so that's definitely um, what we've been hitting on tonight. Um, I seen where Pence, some of his staff members have actually came up with the virus again. And some more people have tested positive, and CDC said that he should be quarantined, but instead he's still holding these rallies, just like Trump. He's still holding these rallies, and he's also, I seen where he did a rally up in Maine earlier today, where he had a bullhorn, had this bullhorn, no mask on, and it was like people shoulder to shoulder at with this bullhorn. Um, so that's the thing we've been dealing with today. Um, Robin said it's incredible the White House say we cannot contain this, but so many other countries are doing just that. We are nearing 250,000 deaths. Yes, we are way behind the line. And not only that, um, looking at the chart here in Texas alone, we have had 907,000 cases of corona just in Texas. So that's scary. Um in Dallas County, where I'm located, and Tarrant County, which is the neighboring county, they both have had yesterday, they both, between those two counties in Texas, the two largest counties in North Texas, they had over 16, close to 1,700 new cases yesterday, and that's a lot. Um, Said, "Oh yeah," when asked if Pence is going to quarantine, the White House say he is exactly, exactly. No, he's not. No, he's not. That's the message that they're trying to send to people and get people to, yeah, yeah. That's how many total cases we had in Texas since March. Yeah, 907,000. Um, so that's them trying to get their followers to think that this thing is not bad, but reality it is. It's definitely bad. He admit he lied to us. That should be enough there. It's not about living in fear. See, that's the problem that we have. When people talk about living in fear, it's not about living in fear. We don't know enough about this disease. This disease, they don't know how long it can live in the air. You can be walking down the street, whatever, and somebody could eventually cough the sneeze and it's floating in the air and you don't have a mask on. Well, guess what? You get affected. Then you go back to your home or you go to your job and you affect the people around you because you refuse to wear a mask. You go to the grocery store, you refuse to wear a mask. So the reality of it is not about living in fear. It's about the fact that people like Trump, Pence, and most of his followers refuse to wear a mask. When they refuse to wear a mask, you putting everybody at risk. You putting everybody at risk as well as yourself. So it's not about living in fear. It's the fact of trying to protect yourself. And then you have people that are crazy enough to believe this is only the flu and that's it. No, this is more than just the flu. It's way more than just the flu. Just the flu. So, and let's talk about the fact he fired the team that could have prevented this. He fired that team, but y'all don't want to discuss that. And I understand you are a Trump supporter. That's fine. I have no problem with you supporting Trump. That's why I said earlier, when this election is over, we all have decisions we need to make because somebody is going to win, somebody is going to lose. And when it's all said and done, are you willing to lose your life because your person did not win? I'm not, because at the end of the day, we still going to have to live, but we still going to have to come up with a cure for the coronavirus. So that's your choice. Well, depends on where you're located. Some people have mandate masks. I talked about it last week. I think it was Wichita, Kansas, where a guy was talking about killing the mayor. kidnapping him and killing him because he put a mask mandate in. Well, follow the law of the land. Whatever law is made for that area, follow it. If you don't want to follow it, keep your ass at home. That's the best thing to do. So, um, yeah, I do say you bring up a lot of conspiracy theories all the time, and that's your choice. First of all, wearing a mask is actually saving you because, say for instance, if I come around you and I don't have a mask on, you don't have one on, well, you have a much greater chance of catching the virus. Vice versa. That's the way you have to look at it. It's not just about um, trying to wear a mask just to enforce it. You got to be smarter than that and realize this mask can help save your ass from a virus that is incurable because they really don't have a cure for it. Yes, they talking about releasing the treatment that Trump had, but you got to realize this virus is a 50-50 shot. It may work for you, it may not. This stuff haven't been tested enough because some people may be allergic to that vaccine. Who knows? They don't know. They taking a shot. Just like it been people in the trials of this vaccine have actually passed away from it. We talked about it, I think it was last week. A guy that was in a trial study for the vaccination and he passed away. They don't know why, but some reason he passed away while doing the study. So at least be smart enough and think, okay, wearing a mask not for you. That's fine. That's your choice. If your state don't have a requirement for it or your county don't have a requirement for it. But don't knock nobody else for wearing one to want to stay safe. Definitely don't do that. And don't talk bad about somebody who don't want to wear one. So that's all I'm saying. It goes both ways. You have to be smart about it. Once this election is over, we're gonna have decisions to make because one or two things gonna happen. Either we're gonna get along, or kind of like what the threats have came out from the Proud Boys about a civil war. Well, you willing to go to war with someone because the person that you feel that is best for you was not reelected? That don't make sense to me. But hey, that's your choice. Are you willing to lay your life down for a fool that don't give a damn about you? That's all to it. Sid said, as you say, everyone has the right to speak and share his own opinion. But question is, a Trump supporter, what does exactly this people support? Why? I've asked that question before. Uh, if Eva Donkey wanna explain why he support Trump, because I asked him that the first day and cannot get an answer. So it's like, hey, that's just like they don't know how long this virus can last on surface either. They don't know enough about it. And according to the White House chief of staff, they saying there's no way we can contain it. But once again, you're still going for it. Sid said exactly. The thing I'm scared is that once it will be a treatment for the coronavirus, but if it's not good for all of us, why if we are allergic or I don't know, I will wait at least 6 months before try it. So yeah, some people may have allergies to it because we don't know what's in it. It could it could be a lot of things to take place. But once again, all these folks want to walk around, go to these rallies without masks. You putting everybody at risk. That's why our numbers are continued to spike. They are spiking across the world, not just here in Dallas County. They going up everywhere. Now, I know I'm about to get a message saying, well, they not going up here. But we don't know where here is. So so if you send that message, and please let us know what state it is, and I will verify it and see if the numbers have increased. So we definitely need to look at um, trying to get to the point where we can all come together as people and work together to beat this disease. So that's what we need to look at. Radio said, I agree. It is stupid to die defending a comfortable reality show politician. Exactly. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. If everybody treated everybody the way they want to be treated, this world would be a hell of a lot better. And that's universal. um, just treat everybody the same way you want to be treated. And instead, because we have different political views, that causes a problem. And for me, it's like, hey, what's the purpose? Because when it's all said and done, Trump got protection. He have protection. He's riding all these people up, and he don't care about y'all. He don't care at all. He have protection. So when it's all said and done, while y'all out here making threats and talking about doing this, doing that to each other, well, guess what? Trump gonna be sitting at his hotel or wherever he may be after the election, hopefully in a prison cell, but he's gonna be sitting there relaxing. And when it's all said and done, it's nothing anybody can say. So, and I'm not willing to lose my life, but if it come down to it between me and you, I'm definitely gonna defend my life. So the bottom line is somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose. And speaking of that, here in Texas, and it's probably at every place around the world that has early voting. This week is the last week to early vote. So get ahead of the crowd. Get out and vote. Let your voice be heard. Um, I don't think they have golf clubs in the prison system, but then again, I don't know. They might. Hopefully, that's where he'll be playing it in prison. But I just know for me, it's time for change. It's time for a change. So uh, we are in some trying times, and because of Trump, he have literally divided our country, and because of that, we as people, we need to come together and be smart about it. You saying, "Yep, that's why I support Trump," but you're not saying why you support Trump. Is it because he go out and play golf? Hell, I've been out and played golf. I could go out now if I wanted to. Explain the reason why you support him. So, but bottom line is, we need to come together as people, and this election is very important. It's gonna change a lot of things, regardless of how it goes. Um, um, so come next November the 3rd, a week from Tuesday. That's the election day. Here in Texas, you have until Friday. Um, you have until Friday to actually early vote. If you have a medical condition where you cannot stand in line, which I believe most of the lines are down, they also have a drive up voting option. So definitely get out and vote. Let your voice be heard. And I know the bus service in Fort Worth giving free rides to the poll. Just check their website. Dart is doing the same thing in Dallas County. You may want to call them or look at their website, and you may have to sign up for it. Um, Eva Donkey, um, I don't agree with you. I do censor you for the simple fact when you start talking about conspiracy theories. I'm not gonna talk about conspiracy. We talk about truth on here. And if you can speak the truth, yes. And I'm talking about a truth where it can be verified, not your truth. Um, so I would not um entertain that. I appreciate you coming on the show, and you could continue to come on. You have a right to say what you want to, but if it's not true information, I would not put that out on the show. So we're not some of these shows that say whatever you feel like you want to say, if it's true or not. We don't do that here. It's all about being truthful, and that's all to it. Now, if you want to say why you um support Trump, that's up to you. You don't have to tell us. Um if Republican policy are so popular, why do they lead the way in voter suppression? That's because they don't want folks to vote. They know if they that's why they trying everything they can to try to suppress people votes, for the simple fact they know they probably gonna lose, because they know Trump have messed up. Trump have turned this world around. Um, nah, okay. You saying you're talking about the truth? What truth are you talking about? Give me stuff I could verify, something I could Google and see it right offhand. But you're not doing that. Uh, but I appreciate you for tuning on. And I don't know if you caught what I said earlier, but we are changing some things on the show. Um, um, we are making some changes, and um, see, first of all, that second word you said, I don't know what coat you're talking about, but come back tomorrow night and we'll finish discussing it. Um, just to let you know, we are changing the times. Um, we will do from 8 to 9 p.m. Central Time. And I stayed over a little bit late tonight because this is the first time that I mention it. And we are making changes for the good. We are working on a lot of things in the background. So we will be going from 8 to 9 p.m. Central Time. And I may add maybe Wednesday night to the show. Haven't decided yet, um, but we will see. But other than that, hey, I appreciate you for tuning in, Eva Donkey, Sig, Radio, T Cal, Marcella Smith, Robin. I haven't looked at Facebook, so whoever came on Facebook, if you didn't put anything in the message, I appreciate y'all for tuning in on all the platforms that we're on. Uh, Check us out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Central Time. Um, if it's a subject you want us to speak on, send us a message and we will speak on it. Um, Hopefully, you come back again, Eva, and we could do this again tomorrow. We could talk about these things tomorrow. So, until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. I appreciate each and every one of. Oh, and TCal. I don't know if I mentioned her name. Thank you for tuning in. Also, appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. I love each and every one of you. Be safe. Until then, peace.